first thing you're going to want to do is place a block on the ground, move it up a couple studs. Now you're going to want to place a piston on the side of this block, set the length to 3, speed to 10. Now move it back 0.5 studs after you activate it. Now clone it over by 3 studs 2 times. We're going to be making a house in this tutorial. Now I changed the material to regular wood for the door frame. Duplicate this over 1 time, duplicate this other part over 1 time. Now you're going to move this piston back, and here we have the first segment of our house. Now place another piston on this end. Set the length to 3, speed to 10, move it back 0.5 studs, and clone it over by 3 again. Now you're going to duplicate this until you have 8 of these segments, like so. Now delete that, take this, duplicate it over to the other side, rotate it, and then move it over by 1.5 studs. Now you're going to take this block, duplicate it by 3, place another piston, length 3, speed 10, and move it back 0.5 studs. Now duplicate this over a couple of times. Now we have the first segment of our house. Now duplicate this segment up 2 more times. Now delete these 4 blocks on either side. Make all of these pistons transparent. Place 1 glass block right here, move it over 1 stud, and duplicate it over 3 studs. I duplicate both of those up once again. Now duplicate this over to the other side. Now we have our windows. Now we're going to connect these 3 segments of the build with more pistons, length 3, speed 10, and duplicate this up 2 times. Now you're going to take the bottom segment of this build and clone it up 1 more time. Remove these 2 blocks, replace them with regular wood blocks. Now take all of these parts and make them collision off. Now duplicate this piston up once, place a brick block underneath the piston, duplicate this brick block over once. Now make another segment. Now you're going to take this segment, duplicate it over twice, rotate it. Now duplicate it over until you have 1 segment of the roof. Now you're going to take this segment, move it over to the other side, and take the segment, clone it up once again, move it this way, take this piston and move it this way. Now take this segment, clone it over to the other side, and keep repeating until you've formed your roof. Now we have the roof. Now you're going to take these 6 oak blocks, duplicate them up, move them back, these 4, duplicate them, move them to the other side, take these 2, duplicate them, and move them to the other side. Now you're going to connect them all with pistons. So take all these pistons, duplicate them up, move them over to this side, use these 4 pistons, clone them, move them to the other side, take the final 2 pistons, clone them, and move them to the other side. Now we have our house. Now you're going to set the piston length to 2 for every single piston. Now you're going to save the build and reload and place a switch to connect everything. Now move it down by 0.2 studs, place a seat, move it down by 2, and now we have the finished product. Sit in the chair, place a cake to connect yourself to the build. Now flick the lever, wait a couple seconds, and unanchor the entire build. As you can see, it worked. Now the entire build is the size of 1 block. Now you can carry it around and place it wherever you want, and whenever you want to take it off, just delete the cake and flick this lever to set up the build. As you can see, it turned into an entire house. And you can add all sorts of things to this. You can turn it into a boat, a building, a plane, whatever you want. But just make sure that you don't use over 1,000 pistons, because that's the maximum amount for BuildABoatForTreasure to handle before the pistons start to break. But that's the end of the tutorial. Now we're going to move on to some clips of me using this build in public servers to confuse people. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment down below what I should do next. Thank you all for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you make some more cool things. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe.